All right.
Great.
In. Fuck's sake.
In, Josh.
No, it's fine. It's fine. All right. In 3, 2.
And bark.
Monster Jam! He's on fire!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Day 3 of the Wisco Beer Bracket here in 2024 on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
We have a special guest with us here reviewing the County Stadium / Miller Park Bracket. Who do we got with us today?
So we got Travis with Cleveland's Brew Tour, so quickly introduce yourself, or I guess that's it.
That's it. Wow.
Perfect.
No, Travis was with us last year. You won the videos with us last year, so brought him back this year for the Miller Park portion of the bracket. So
He did write County Stadium because he's old.
you're older.
I am older than you. So we're going to dive right into this. Again, 4 unique breweries, 4 unique beers here in this quadrant of the bracket. If you've seen our previous 2 episodes, you can tell dark beers have been leading the pack so far this year. Let's dive right in to the Miller Park bracket and start off with our first beer. What do we got?
So from Raised Grain, we got, it's called Dog Friend. It's the Imperial Black Ale. They released this one a few weeks ago. This was one that they're actually doing to raise money for the Milwaukee Humane Society, which is pretty cool. We did a Black Ale in this show last year. It did pretty well. I'm a big fan of them. Most of you guys aren't, but I'm curious how this one turns out. So,
Well, let's get a little nose on Dog Friend. Yeah, nice roasty, dark malts.
it doesn't come off as portery as I think some black IPAs or black ales do. This one tastes more like it's the hops are kind of coming through this one with that roastiness.
Yep, very roasty.
Yep.
But not quite porter-esque.
Yeah.
Let's try this thing out.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Really good hot flavors. I think it's balanced really well. Got a nice, just little smokiness kind of throughout the whole thing to kind of give a nice little, a bit of a porter flavor, but you can definitely tell it's more of an IPA than anything else.
Yeah.
It's got this slight bitterness, but it's not like overpowering bitter. It's very well balanced for sure.
Yeah.
That is a very, very tasty beer.
Yeah.
Not my style that I typically go for, but that's well done. I'm actually pretty impressed with how this beer turned out. That's good.
Yep.
Solid.
Good start.
Really good start to
Alright.
this quadrant.
What do we got next?
Up next, we have Asylum, which was resurrected by Carbon 4. We've got their Diablo Belga. Now, I have had this before. I don't know if either of you have.
It's been a long time since I had it.
But I have not had it since Carbon 4 took over that I can recall. So this is a Belgian double from Ale Asylum out of Madison / Carbon 4. Let's get a little nose on this one.
Got very sweet smell to it.
Very sweet, caramely.
Yeah.
You get that Belgian yeast kind of character on the nose.
Burnt brown sugar a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Almost candy.
Yep.
Like,
almost candy level sweetness.
Yeah.
Smells like a Belgian.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Very, very dark, as you can tell. So,
All right.
check it out.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Not a lot, I think, in the front of the palate. Definitely at the end, that Belgian's kind of come through. Almost like nutmeggy, though. Kind of right at the end. I don't know if it's nutmeg. That's kind of what I'm thinking I'm getting. Yeah,
it's good. I would say it's almost a little bit more standard malt forward than I get out of a typical Belgian. I don't get as much of that yeast characteristic that I normally get out of a Belgian double. It's very malty.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
Okay, so that's two pretty good beers.
Very different beer.
Very different beers. Very different. Let's start with you, Ross.
Both good. I think to me though the raised grain is the clear cut winner for me. It's just I think it's better beer. I like the style more. I think it's really well done. So I'm going raised grain.
Okay.
I'd have to agree. I mean, both very good beers. I mean, I would drink both of these in a brewery if I went to, like, either one. But between the two, I would definitely go with raised grain right now.
I'm in the same boat. Clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
I don't matter, but that one wins. So well done, raised grain.
Yeah.
That actually surprises me. So, all right, let's dive to the second half of this quadrant. What do we got first?
So the first one here, we got Three Sheep. It's Wisconsinitis. It's their new cream ale they just released recently. They're kind of using this as their new year-round beer. Meant to be a big crushable beer and everything. Cream ale is a kind of a interesting style. Not a ton of cream ales out there. I know there's Milwaukee Brewing Company does one. I think Spotted Cow is a cream ale, but other people say it's something
Farmhouse
different.
ale, that's what they call it.
But no, excited for this one. They were really excited for us to try this one. I have this one in the video, so.
Yeah, super cool can, too.
Yeah.
Let's check this thing out.
It's new.
Well, no, it's super, super clean.
Yeah, very
like,
filtered.
that is light, clean, like almost clear. Yeah. Whoa.
I mean, it smells like a traditional, like, it kind of just comes off as more of a Pilsner lager type on the nose and everything.
I'm getting quite a bit of hop character.
Are you?
on the
Okay.
nose.
A little bit, yeah.
And whatever grain bill they use on this, there's some of that kind of feeding underneath that, but it's a pretty basic nose. There's nothing crazy going on there, but I'm getting more hop bitterness, I think, than I am malt character.
Okay.
Check it out.
All right.
Cheers.
Wisconsinitis. Cheers.
Very clean beer. It's not a lot going on in a really good way. I mean, it's very clean, very crushable. This
When
is
they say
definitely
crushable, I mean, you could
yeah.
Take down quite a
Yeah.
few of these.
shotgun this.
This would be
Shotgun. Should we do that? Who's got the beer bong?
Like that's
no. I mean, this is one of those beers where you go to try to see how the brew is going to be because there's no adjuncts here. There's nothing really going on with it. And this one, I think, hits the mark for what they're going for. The creaminess, like it's there, but it's subtle, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
I think this has got a little more bite to it than I would get out of a normal cream ale. It leans more towards that, like, almost like light lager category of like bite to it, the hop character. But it's got really good flavor to it. The maltiness that I was getting on the nose, kind of feeds up underneath that. It's this is pretty darn good for something that's as basic as what it is.
no, yeah, I think they really hit the mark on this one. It's really well done.
Yeah, that's tasty. All right. So finishing it up, we have got Amorphic, and this is their
Quadratic explanation.
That's right. Quadratic.
Quadratic. Damn it.
Quadratic
Come on.
explanation. So this is a Czech lager, but it is coffee infused. So that is an interesting choice.
When we reached out to them to ask what they wanted to do for this year, it was funny because like we really liked you guys do the sentient, but you did that one last year. So how about you guys do this one because we think it'd be a good variety for your episode? Like, oh, cool. So they were pretty excited for us to do this one.
Coffee lager.
So
let's get a little nose on it.
It's coffee. It's definitely coffee.
And that is a strong
Wow.
coffee.
It smells like I'm at Starbucks.
And it's so weird to
Yeah.
look at a beer that looks like this and get that coffee scent off of it.
That is.
Yeah, the only other one that like is similar as far as like the look and the smell is like Java Blanca from Third Space. That has kind of a similar thing going on where it's
Yeah.
a very light colored beer, but then it's just strong coffee coming off.
I mean, if you like coffee, that smells awesome.
Yeah.
It does smell great.
It smells really
Yeah.
good. That's all you get really on
Yeah.
those. So let's try
All right,
this thing out.
cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
For how strong that it smells like coffee, you don't get a strong coffee taste.
it's a good coffee.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like for how strong it smells, like it's a very subtle, I feel, coffee taste to it.
I disagree.
Really?
I
I'm a
feel
black coffee drinker,
Yeah.
I guess, so
That's fair. I do get mostly coffee on the palate. I don't get a lot of the other characteristics of what this beer is.
No.
Not that I expected a ton based on that nose, but I think the coffee covers it up pretty well. To your point, though,
Yeah.
I don't think it's like this deep coffee flavor. It's not like a deep cream coffee
Mhm.
flavor, but it's very like, front end of the palate, like just this coffee roastiness that kind of is through front end to back end of this beer.
What I really like is with all the good coffee notes and everything coming out of it, it's not that bitterness that you sometimes get with coffee beers.
Yeah.
And like this one, I think is very smooth. I also drink black coffee, so I see what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have like a huge bite,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like a light roast and everything. I know you disagree, but
No. It's good. I really enjoy this because I love coffee too.
all right.
It's tough.
Okay, well, I will start.
Yeah.
I love Three Sheeps. I think that's a good cream ale. I think it's definitely a sessionable beer. But this one is really impressive to me. This beer from Amorphic is super impressive to me. I'm going with Amorphic's coffee lager here. This Czech style coffee lager. That's tasty.
Travis?
Okay. Agreed. I mean, like, as much as the Three Sheeps is, like, just a very crushable beer, it's very smooth, very easy to drink, I'd agree with Amorphic. Like, I love Czech Pilsners. It's very good. And lagers.
Yeah.
Barley does too.
No, I mean,
Like,
it's going to be a clean sweep for me. I'm going to go with Amorphic as well. Like, I think the Three Sheeps one is probably one I find myself drinking more of.
True.
But if I want to like really enjoy a beer more, I'm gonna go with the Amorphic one. I really like that one. I think it's really well done. So
Okay, so this all comes down to the Imperial Black Ale
Yeah.
versus the Coffee Lager. Very similar palates, I would say, on these. Obviously, there's chaos in here. Obviously, the coffee beer has a more coffee-forward palate, but let's get a little taste
quick taste, and then
of these two, and we'll give our final verdict. Who moves on?
okay, I know.
Hang on. Okay.
All right, I'll kick it off.
Okay.
Both really, really good. I really like black IPAs, and that's always a strong contender for me. But for me, I really like what Amorphic did with the coffee lager. I think the coffee notes on it are fantastic. I think it's just a really well constructed beer. I think if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with the coffee lager. So Amorphic for me.
Okay. Travis, go ahead.
Between the two, I mean, I love the coffee, but it's also something you can maybe drink one or two of. I mean, I can drink the black IPA probably all night, and like the coffee, I can probably drink one or two, which is, I love it. Like, it's great, but preferably, if I'm going to drink something all night, I guess black lager. I like black IPA.
Yeah. So Josh, you do matter this time.
Hey,
Had
finally.
to make it interesting for you.
Finally, I matter. Boy, this is tough, and I did not think I would actually like the black ale as much as I do. That being said, I think Amorphic's the coffee flavor that they put into that lager is so unique. That's the direction I'm leaning. I do really like what Raised Grain put together. It is so close for me, but I'm going to go with Amorphic and the coffee lager to finish out this quadrant. So
All right.
that is a little bit surprising to me, but pretty darn good.
No, it's I'm not surprised. I think as soon as I heard this one was gonna be in the bracket, I thought it was gonna do really well.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So it's But it's going to be a nice addition to
Good.
Final Four. We got
Mhm.
4 very different styles so far.
So we have made it through 3 quadrants. We so far have a Czech dark lager, we have a Dunkelweizen, and we have a coffee lager, a Czech style coffee lager. That is a very interesting threesome going into the 4th. Get it together. Very interesting threesome going into the 4th bracket here, quadrant of the bracket. So this has been fun.
Yeah.
Very interesting outcomes so far. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're all enjoying basketball, enjoying all this great beer, or whatever beer you have on hand that you're consuming. Thanks for watching again. We will see all of you in day 4's episode tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.